Good afternoon. So today we are going to see the problems which are related with doubly reinforced section. So already these problems you have uploaded, you can check your answers. So now we have first problem, that is calculate the moment of resistance, and problem is related with FV250. So in this case, we have to first write the given data. So we have B 300 mm, D 450 mm, FCK 30, FY 250, AST 1472.62, that is of 3 bars of 25, and then ASC we have 3 bars of 16603.19. So we will go with this. First step, we are going to assume value of FSC, and that always we are going to consider this value as 0.87 Fy. So we have assumed this value. Then we will put the values of 0.87 Fy. AST we have 1472.62 and then 603. So we have value of B is 275. And then we have this value of XU 63.67 millimeter. Then we will check this value with XU max. So our value is less than XU max, though we have under reinforced section. Then FSC we will calculate by using XU, and we will get this value, that is 150.29. This value is less than 0.87 Fy, and we have assumed, if we will see here, we have assumed value as 217.5. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. And when our assumption is wrong, we have to go by basic formula. We have to put value of FSC as 700 in bracket 1 minus DC upon XU. And now from this, we will have this quadratic equation. This is already given in the class. And by substituting values in this quadratic equation, we will get value of XU. And that value comes 68.88 mm, which is again less than XU max value. And then we will find value of FSC from this, which will comes 191.87, which is less than 0.87 Fy. So we have this value 191.87 for FSC. And then we can find moment of resistance. First part we have, that is for concrete, and second part we have, that is for ASC, that is compression steel. And then substituting these values in the equation, we are going to get value of MR. So we have 0.36 into 30 into, we have this FCK 30, and then D we have 475 minus 50. So it comes 425. So we have this value, small d. So this is 450, 475, which is capital D, minus D dash. We have 50, and we will have this value 425. And then 425 minus this is DC. So we have both cover generally same. And by this we will get concrete contribution as 81 kilonewton meter and steel as 43.4. So total 124.43 kilonewton meter. Then we are second problem again for FE 250 only. So again we are going to first assume, that is we have value of B 250. Then D 35 mm cover is given, so it goes to 465. FCK 20, FY 250. Steel we have given, that is 4 bars of 20, so it comes 1256, and 4 bars of 12, which will be 452. Now again we have to first assume FSC 217.5. We will substitute values in the equation of XU, from which we will get value of XU. We will put this value of XU in FSC formula after checking with XU max. And from this we will get value of FSC 447.89, which is greater than 0.87 Fy. And therefore whatever assumption we have, that assumption is correct. That assumption we have considered, that FSC is 217.5. And now we will put value of this all terms in this equation. And by substituting values, we are going to get MR, concrete contribution 74.2 and steel contribution 42.31. So we have MR as 116.51 kilonewton meter. So these two problems are related with FE 250. Now we are related with FE 500. In class, we have taken value problems for 415. Therefore, I have taken here problems for FE 500. Now we have given data B 300. Then D we have, that is 415. So 540 we have over here. And it is provided with steel at an effective cover 55. So if we will subtract this, then we are going to get this value of D, that is 485 millimeters. Then FCK 25, FY 500, AST that is given 1780, ASC 1250. So now by using following steps, we have an idea for FSC. So we will assume KU 0.3. Then we will determine AST1. So this is formula, that is CU equal to TU. And then that formula we have 0.36 FCK XUB equal to 0.87 FY AST. So by using this, we are going to find out value of AST. Knowing value of AST1, we will find AST minus ASC, and this will give us value 530 mm square. Now we will find KU1 from this, and if we will go for this, so KU1 comes 0.18 by substituting all these values. Now from this we will get epsilon SC value, that value 0.00129. Actually this value we do not have in the table. Our table will starts, that is 0.00174, and for that value is given 347. So I will not go directly 347 because that is 130 and 170. So I will go in between. If you will multiply it by E, 2 into 10 raised to 5, then this value comes around 258. So I will consider 260. So we have 260 here, then we have 350, that is for 0.00174, and we have 0.00130. So I have considered this value as 300 Newton per mm square in between the two. You can assume any value. Then I will start with this, and then we will go for XU. If anyone assume 280, yeah, 260, then your iterations will increase. Then substituting these values, I will get value of XU, which will be 147.89, which is less than XU max. So this should be 0.46. This is less than XU max. Then go for 0.0035, 1 minus DC upon XU. Substituting this value, we are going to get 0.0020. So if we will go to the IS, then we have for 0.00226, value is given 391. Now I will not calculate for 0.00220. So I have considered value close to it, 389. Someone can calculate and take it, or anyone can calculate 390. So because 20 and 26 are close, so I will go 389. Then considering value, that is 389. So FSC differ actually by 300 and 390, 389. So we have considered it closer to calculated. So actually we have 389. So now in this, I have considered this value. Now you can see, sorry, FSC assume 360 over here. So we have 360. And then from this, we are going to get this value 120.11. So this is, we have actually correct value. We have considered 360 over here. And then by that 360, we have calculated. So we got this value 120.11. Again, we have this as 0.46 into 485. So by substituting this value, I got this value 0.00190, and for this 0.00195, we have value that is 369.6. So I have considered now closer to it, because we have this value 360 and 369. So again, in between, closer to 369, we have considered this one. And then 363. And then from this, we are going to get value of XU 118.72, again less than 0.46, 485. And this value comes 364. Now try to understand. First value I have assumed 300. Getting this value 300, I got value of XU 147. For this value of M 147, I have 0.0020220 Fs epsilon SC. I have considered close to 0.226, 390 when I have considered 389. Then we have value assumed 300, value we have 389. So I have closer to 389. So I have considered 360. Not exactly in between, but closer to 389. Because if we will go different average, then it comes 345 around. So I considered 360 towards 389. It is always closer to the calculated value. Then we have taken value 360. For this 360, we have calculated XU. We got value 120.11. For this 120.11, I have calculated FSC, which comes 0.00190. So it is closer to 195. So I have taken it as 364.3. Now we have this 360, we have this 364.3. So I have again considered closer to 364. So I have taken this as 363. And now I have substituted 363. For 363, we got XU 118.72. And for this, we got 0.00188. And we have this value 364.3. So we have considered closer to it, 364 Newton per mm square. Actually, you have to find, we have this value 0.00188. So if we will go for, we have 0.00174. For this value, we have 347.8. And for 0.00195, we have value 369.6. And if we will calculate for 0.00188, we have this value 344.8 plus 369.6 minus 344.8 divided by 0.00195 minus 0.00174 multiply by 0.00188 minus 0.00174. And if we calculate this value, that is of FSC, and we have this value, just I will calculate it. So 369.6 minus 344.8 divided by 0.00195 minus 0.00174 multiply by 0.00188 minus 174 plus 344.8, and it comes 361.33 actually. So we have to take it as 361. So this should be 361. And then by 361, we can calculate the value. And then we got this value. So here we have to take it as 361. So we have a little change in this. So 361 into 1250 into 485 minus 55, 194 actually. 194.04. And then plus 139.48, and we have 335. So 39.48 plus 194.04. 333.52. So we have this value 333.52 kilonewton meter. So likewise, we have to go this problem that is of FS FY 500. We are in the same fashion now. So I will just go through it. So assumed FSC by using KU. So same steps we have to follow. So in this we will get value of KU1 0.33. Then epsilon SC we will have this value 0.00322. So I have considered this value 420. Now you can see. So we have 0.00432 and against this 0.00322. 0.00322. We have to consider and value given is 0.00312 So I have considered this 420. We have first trial and by considering this value we will calculate XU. We got XU 145 again which is less than. So everywhere we have this value as actually 0.53. Then we have epsilon SC we have calculated and from this we got 0.00241. Now we have value that is for 0.00226 is 391.3 and 0.00277 we have this value 413. And therefore I have considered value FSC 400. Now I have not calculated. I have closer to 277. So we have taken FSC 400. That you have to judge it. Then we have this value. So actually this deeper by 20. And then we are considering this closer to 400. So I have directly considered 400. So now we will consider 400 and we will calculate the value. And then we have this value 401.08. So you can calculate this now. We have these two values. And for 0.00249, we have this value is 391.3 plus 413 minus 391.3 divided by 0.00277 00226 and then we have to multiply it by 0.00249 minus 0.00246. So if we calculate this 413 minus 391.3 divided by 0.00277 00226 multiply by 0.00249 0.0024226 plus 391.3 and we have 401.08 and then we have assumed 400 and this is 401.08 so it's okay. So we will consider 401 and we will calculate value of MR that comes 429 kilonewton meter. So again see we have assumed value as 420. This is most important. From XU we got value as 400. So we have considered 400 over here. Then we calculated value XU and from this we got value 401. So we have considered final value 401 and we have value of MR. So these are trials. Your assumed value and your calculated value should be close. Whenever you have that one, that's okay. These values we are not going to calculate exactly. We are just interpolating and by that we are taking the values. And then last problem we are for FP 250. Now you keep in mind your value of AST and value of ASC, these are same. So if we will go for 0.87 FYAST minus 0.87 FYASC, these values we have zero because 0.87 FY is same for both. So you need not require to go for this step. Assume FSC to 217.5. Assume 217.5. Don't go for this step when AST equal to ASC because this becomes definitely zero. And then we will go directly for this, and by calculating these values, we are going to get value of XU which is less than XU max. Then we have FSC 110.65, and then we will find the value that is of MR. So 60.57 by concrete and 61.74 by steel, and our moment of resistance is 112.31 kilonewton meter. So likewise, you have to solve the problems related with doubly reinforced section. So now today we will stop here only. Thank you.